When you think about a programming language, your mind probably jumps to syntax, features, maybe how fast it runs. But what if a language was built around a feeling? With Python, there's definitely something more going on than just the code. It's a whole way of thinking, a philosophy. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see what makes it so special.
So, what is this secret sauce that gives Python its unique vibe? The reason it's so loved by, absolute beginners and total pros alike? Well, it's not just about the commands, it's about the core ideas that shape every single line of code you write.
Think about it like this. Most programming languages are defined by their strict rules, right? The syntax, the curly braces, the semicolons. They tell you what to do. But Python goes a step further. It also tells you why.
Yeah, it has a real philosophy that shapes everything about it. It's the reason Python just feels so clean and readable. So, what is this philosophy? And where do you even find it?
Well, what's really cool is that this whole philosophy isn't locked away in some dense textbook. Nope, it's actually baked right into Python itself, just waiting for you to find it. So let's go unlock it. It's called the Zen of Python. It's basically a list of 19 guiding principles written by a longtime Python guru, Tim Peters. You can think of these principles as the very soul of the language. And here's the best part. You can see it for yourself right now. If you've got Python on your machine, just pop open an interpreter, type import this, all one word, and hit enter. It's this amazing little Easter egg that just lays out the language's core beliefs. And bam! Just like that, the principles appear. Now, at first glance, they might seem like, just some nice-sounding phrases. But trust me, each one of these lines represents a deep design decision. Let's break down a few of the most important ones. So, what do these principles actually mean when you're in the trenches writing or reading code? Let's decode some of the big ideas here. First up, simple is better than complex. This is, without a doubt, the most famous one. It's the bedrock of what it means to write Pythonic code. Now, it's really important to get this right. Simple here doesn't mean basic or easy. It means that the path to the solution is straightforward. The goal is to avoid those clever, convoluted tricks that might make you feel smart for a second, but leave everyone else scratching their heads. Simple code is code that anyone on the team can just get instantly. And that focus on simplicity leads us directly to the next core principle. Readability counts. Why does readability matter so much? Because let's be real, your code is going to be read by others or even by you 6 months from now way more often than it's written. That's why Python's syntax is designed the way it is. It's meant to look almost like plain English.
Okay, this one can be a little controversial, but it is absolutely central to Python's identity. See, some languages love giving you a dozen different ways to do the same thing. Python takes the exact opposite approach.
By pushing for one obvious way to do things, Python encourages consistency across the board. When a whole team follows this, their code starts to look and feel the same, which makes it so much easier to collaborate on huge projects. All right, let's talk about a principle that's all about making your code robust and reliable. This one might sound a little harsh at first, but it's actually incredibly helpful. The logic is actually pretty simple. If something goes wrong, the program should yell at you loudly and clearly right away. Sure, hiding an error might seem convenient at the moment, but it just creates bigger, nastier bugs down the road. Python would much rather crash than keep running with bad information. And finally, let's look at a principle that really speaks to the practical, get-it-done attitude of Python. This idea is all about momentum. It's about taking action instead of getting stuck in endless planning. Just build something that works, get it out there, and then you can make it better. It's all about valuing progress over some impossible idea of perfection. So when you start putting all these principles together, simplicity, readability, consistency, being explicit, a single, really powerful idea starts to emerge from it all. And here it is. This is the big takeaway. Every design choice, every piece of syntax, every one of these guiding principles in Python is optimized not for the computer, but for the human brain trying to solve a problem. So when faced with a choice, Python will almost always pick the path that gives more clarity to the developer. It favors simplicity over complexity and understanding over some tiny performance trick. The developer, the human, is always the #1 priority.
Okay, so Python has this really beautiful human-first philosophy.
That's great. But what does that actually mean in the real world? Why should you even care?
Well, this philosophy has a massive impact. It is the reason Python is always recommended as a first language for beginners. It just feels calm and logical. But it's also why pros at places like Google, NASA, and Netflix are using it to solve some of their hardest problems. That clarity, it turns out, scales really, really well.
And that brings us to a final thought that just perfectly sums up the entire Zen of Python. The language was never designed to impress a machine. It was designed to help people think clearly. Its ultimate goal isn't just to write programs, but to be a tool that helps you, the human, solve problems in the clearest, most understandable way possible.